Welcome to Session 5 of Helps for Host. This week we're going to talk about serving your church together as a team. And we're all called to serve the body of Christ. That's what the purpose of ministry is all about. But we serve better when we serve together. And so during our study, your group is going to make plans to do a ministry project together as a group. Now this is different from your outreach project. Remember we mentioned this last week. You need a ministry in the church and a mission in the world. A ministry to believers and a mission to unbelievers. In your ministry project, it could be as simple as visiting somebody in the hospital, providing meals for a family in need, or it could be a bigger project like painting a Sunday school room or cleaning up around your church. Your study guide will help you through a 3-step process to help you make plans for this ministry project together. And it'd be a good idea for you to look at that study guide ahead of time just to get familiar with it. Now also your church probably will give you a list of ministry opportunities, but just in case they didn't, I've included a short list of ideas in the study guide. And for those of you here at Saddleback, you'll find this information in your Host Home kit. Now last week I asked that you recruit a volunteer from your group to serve as the ministry coordinator, the project coordinator. Now this job is very, very important. They work with your church leadership team, and if you didn't get somebody to volunteer as the ministry project coordinator last week, you really need somebody this week to volunteer to take the project from just the idea to the action stage. Now you know, with just 2 weeks left in this study, it's time to start thinking about 2 important activities. First, you need to start making plans for some kind of celebration party or social. It could be a picnic with everybody's families, or a dinner party, or simply sharing a meal together during your next study session. In fact, you might even want to turn this into a 7-week study and spend the extra week just eating and talking and laughing together. You know, fellowship is so important to the health of your group and to the health of you spiritually. So before everybody leaves this week, I want you to turn together to the group calendar in the back of the study guide and start making some plans for a fun time together. Remember, you don't have to do it all yourself. In fact, you really shouldn't. Get somebody else involved to plan the details of your party. The second thing I'd like your group to start thinking about this week is the future of your small group. We now understand the importance of small groups through 40 Days of Community. Why don't you start thinking about what you're going to do next at the end of this small group 40 Days of Community? You do a little informal evaluation. What did they find helpful? What did they find challenging? What would make this a better group experience for them? How does everybody feel about continuing on as a group? Just talk openly and honestly about these issues and address any concerns that might be raised. If you plan to stay together as a group, which I hope you're going to do, because you need this as a regular habit in your life, you need to then spend some time talking about what your group will study next. And of course, you can visit our website, purposedriven.com, that's www.purposedriven.com, to check out other video-based small group studies. If your group is a part of Saddleback here, you can find these small group studies out on the patio after church every weekend. Again, in closing, let me just say thank you for your unselfish service, and I'm praying for your group.